Sometimes it just won't work. Get it all out, but you gotta get it all. Get it all out, but you gotta get it all. Get it all out, but you gotta get it all. Get it all out, but you gotta get it
Hello, everybody. My name is HSEL Elijah, aka Squid. Welcome to the High School Esports League Fall 2017 Majors Round 8. Got something pretty special for you guys today. Something I don't think we've ever had on stream before this season. We have a Hearthstone match. AESHS JKTKops versus WHS MIghtPants. This is going to be a very good game, and hopefully be very interesting for you guys to watch as well. It's been a little while since I've casted Hearthstone. I'm your caster for today, by the way. Hopefully, this will be as good a match for you guys to watch and listen to. Hopefully, I remember how to do some casting. Looks like both of our players are getting into things here. Let's get the spectate up. Get into this match. So we do have, it looks like, Priest versus Paladin. I'm very excited to see what it's going to be. From the looks of things, MIghtPants, who is on the top here, is playing a mid-range Murloc. That's, or buff lock, or handlock. No, handlock. This is a Paladin deck, my apologies. Maybe buff Paladin. I do see the Smugglers run there, but there is a Hydrologist, although... No, so it's definitely buff Paladin. I see the Smugglers run, and the Grime Street Enforcer. Or, I can't remember what that card is. We are on JKT side. Priest might be playing just the standard Death Knight Priest that we've seen in the meta lately. We've seen some more cards. He's got Shadow Reaper Anduin in his hand already, so that's good for later, but I do see the Curious Glimmer Root. Grime Street Outfitter. I can't ever remember that card's name. But that's very important. It's only buffing 2 minions, though, but that's a pretty big Hydrologist right now, sitting at 4/4 for just 2 mana, and then 4/3 for 1 mana. That's pretty good. But maybe he's just going for the early buffs here. He did play both of his buff cards he had very early on, when, even though that is the point of the Paladin deck, a lot of people usually like to save those buffs cards for when they have more minions in their hand. Oh. Oops, something went wrong there, I guess. Let's get back into our game really quickly. Sorry for that little thing. I don't remember. I guess I put myself into offline mode. Apologies for that. Apologies 1,000 times over. Yeah, just letting them know that everything's fine. Something just went wrong. Alright, so back into things. Did we miss anything here? No, it didn't look like we missed anything. Curious Glimmer Root coming out here. Ooh, he's got a lot of good choices here. Quality is probably the one that he's running, since that can essentially lead up to the board here. Board clear for 6 mana with a Consecration. Maybe even Avenging Wrath, or throwing the Silver Hand Recruits into it. And it looks like he made the right choice and got the equality here. Let me. Yeah, something's not going right. Correct with the spectate for whatever reason. I'm not too sure. It might just it's definitely just a glitch on my end that's happening. Okay, there we go. Sorry for all these glitches. All right, the Archer's Veteran. Ooh, pretty good for clearing that Glimmer Root out. The Hydrologist coming out. 2 mana 4/4 finally. He's got a lot of good choices here. A lot of people might choose Get Down, but Redemption could also be a choice, or Repentance. But currently JKT doesn't really have a lot of cards in his hands that Repentance would work well for, so the Get Down will be the choice here. And JKT will retaliate by playing his Acolyte of Pain and giving it more health, which is very good. That's extra card draw for a maximum of 5 cards. Ooh, actually 6. I totally forgot about the Power Word Shield card draw. I can't believe that. The Dirty Rat pick there. That can be good for some board clear. But MIghtPants doesn't really have anything in his hands that would necessarily be good for the Dirty Rat at this moment. The True Silver Champion does come out. MIghtPants looking like he is making a decision on what to do here. He has a lot of options here, it looks like. He could go face. Looks like he is just going to go all face here, even with a weapon, dealing a total of 12 damage to face, although that damage might as well be negligible for Priest, since it is the healing class, of course. But now JKT has a lot of different choices he can make here. A lot of different cards. We saw that Blood Mage. He was looking to put that out just for a second. Also got some other good plays. Cabal Talon Priest as well. He could play the Dirty Rat, which would only get the Arrogant Crusader, which necessarily wouldn't be good for him, considering it is a Death Rattle minion. And it would essentially be free card. 5/2 on the board that could attack next turn. He would have to clear it this turn. Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be very good for him. Quality, interesting choice here, because he's essentially negating his own Power Word Shield that he used it for. The Dirty Rat coming out as well. Now, I think he's just realizing what he has done. Now, although the Dirty Rat can clear that 5/2, not necessarily wondering if that's not what he wanted, but MIghtPants, that is the only minion he has now. He doesn't have any more. He will choose to use Spike Ridge Steed on it, making it a big 7/8 card. That is going to be kind of difficult to clear. Instead of 6 health left, so there's a lot he could do here. Shadow Word Death, it looks like is going to be the choice, leaving him 3 mana left over. Probably going to play... Oh, it looks like he's going to play Blood Mage. I would have bet Glocka, honestly, just for the little presence here. MIghtPants has a choice that he can make here. You can get rid of it. Oh, it looks like he does have the Grime Street Enforcer. That's it there. But it wouldn't be necessarily a good card to play now. He had nothing to buff. And if he played it, JKT would absolutely know he had nothing to buff, considering nothing would get buffed in his hand at the end of turn. MIghtPants choosing to Spike Ridge Steed the Stegadon here, 4/12 now, putting it just out of range of any Shadow Word that a Priest has. Unless he can use something like a pint-sized potion to make its attack less and then kill it. So he's going to opt for the card draw here, very smart. And there goes the pint-sized potion. Using that could actually be a board clear, although it would be a board clear for 5 mana, which necessarily wouldn't be bad here because he could do that 5 mana board clear. It would give his opponent a Stegadon, however, but he could play the Glocka Crawler, which would be kind of the board presence he'd like, although that 5 mana clear might not be so good at this point in the game. So he's at 12 health, and he really needs everything he can get. He needs all the value he can get at this point. Still deciding what to do here. We also noticed that he does have Lyra in his hand. He's going to go for the 5 mana board clear here at the pint size and the Shadow Word Horror, looks like. And then the heal face not going to go with the Glocka Crawler. Glocka Crawler's been put in a lot of decks, I feel like, since the Pirate Warrior days, but I'm not sure. I wish I knew the statistics on it. I don't think it's played all that much. I think the card itself is, or rather, not that it's not played all that much. I don't think its Battlecry gets used all that much. Because I think Pirate Warriors, you definitely see a lot less of them, considering the pirates in that deck got nerfed. I mean, it was a very, very strong deck. But MIghtPants has a lot of choices here. An Argent Defender I see in his hand? Righteous Protector. I can't ever remember names of cards. Been so long since I played this game, but some pretty good plays I see here today. MIghtPants has the 2/6 on board and the weapon with 1 durability remaining. So of course he's going to go face, and then he's going to buff the Righteous Protector with the Grime Street Enforcer. Good play here, and some of the Silver Hand Recruit as well. That's a Divine Shield taunt, right? Correct? Yeah, the bigger that gets, the better. Opt for the Lyra here. I guess the Lyra Circle of Healing is what he's going for. Or maybe the Lyra Spirit Lash. The Circle of Healing probably would be better because it's 0 mana. I want to get him a free spell. That is the option he's going for here. Another Circle of Healing coming out from Lyra, I guess. Yeah, Lyra gave it a second Circle of Healing, which turns into a Divine Spirit. Spirit Lash, it looks like, is going to be the choice of card here, which now puts Lyra in killing position for the Grindstreet Enforcer. But at the same time, the Grindstreet Enforcer can also be killed, although he could just, yeah, throw the True Silver into it, which really didn't do anything, just 3 damage to face. That's like nothing. And we do see the Flappy Bird in MIghtPants' hand here. That can be devastating, especially at such a low health. JKT really is going to need to pull something out here, especially since MIghtPants hasn't really played any big minions, nor has he had any in his hand. He's looking to get that value out of Shadow Reaper Anduin, but I think at this point he can't really play it all that much unless he draws some card that will give him the healing he needs, because then he'll just be stuck at 10 health for the rest of the game, and it will only get worse. He needs to be able to clear this board here. I guess he finally plays the Shadow Reaper Anduin, which gives him the extra 5 health because of the 5 armor, but takes away his healing ability. So we'll see how this goes. And I'm assuming he's got Raza in his deck as well. He hasn't drawn him yet. So I would say the card draw for him hasn't really been that lucky, whereas MIghtPants has pretty much drawn all the right answers all the time. That Flappy Bird is buffed as well, as you can see, by the Grindstreet Enforcer from the last turn. So this game is slowly more and more looking in the favor of MIghtPants here, as now JKT is down to 8 health, and with no board control and no clearing ability, this may very well be the card draw. It's card draw dependent at this point. Finally gets the Raza, although Raza's not necessarily going to help him at this point. Raza goes out after the Hero Power here, and it looks like he's just going to opt to kill the Grindstreet Enforcer. Or the Flappy Bird. Still got 3 mana to make another play. The Wild Pyromancer is going to come out, but with no more mana remaining, or 1 mana remaining, nothing he's going to be able to do, since MIghtPants does have 8 damage on the board here. And I think JKT has realized this here, and is going to accept his fate. 1-0 MIghtPants. Very good so far from MIghtPants there. Those were some impressive plays. Wait to see what's going to go in the next round. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, our style of play here in HSEL is both players have 3 classes, 1 deck for each class. When your deck loses, it's eliminated from the game. So, essentially, right? I believe when your deck loses, no, when your deck wins, it's eliminated. Sorry. Yes, I can't believe I almost forgot that rule. When your deck wins, it's eliminated from the game. So you have to win with all 3 of your decks. So essentially, the first person to 0 decks wins the series. MIghtPants playing a Warlock deck here. Not sure really what type of Warlock this is. Is this a zoo? Maybe. It's looking kind of like a zoo Warlock deck here with the Firefly and the Possessive Villager, and of course the Councilman. But the Councilman's just a very strong card anyway. Nothing that JKT can do except for pass his turn here. No, yeah, no, I definitely think it's definitely a zoo deck. I think it's definitely a zoo deck here. Look at all the small cards he's got in his hand. He can play a lot of minions in 1 turn. JKT, I'm not really sure. I think it's just a standard priest deck that JKT's playing. You just see a lot of the standard priest cards: Raza, Lyra, Kazakis, of course, and Shadow Reaper Anduin. Not really a good start for JKT either. He hasn't really had a lot of early game cards in his hand. He's got a lot of pretty decent later ones. Kazakus, Shadow Reaper, Anduin. He's got the card draw for Acolyte of Pain, and he did draw the Alkanai Soul Priest here for the damage, which essentially is a free Shadow Reaper Anduin. Only you don't get to use your hero power more than once per turn. I think the early Raza draw would be very, very good for JKT, because he needs that 0 mana hero power, both either for the healing aspect of it or the damage aspect of it in Shadow Reaper Anduin. So the earlier he draws that card, the better position he's in. He drew it too late last time. He drew it after he was already at about 10 health, and he played Shadow Reaper Anduin. So he wasn't really in a good position for it. I think the only play here that JKT can make is that Acolyte of Pain, and it looks like that is the one he is going to make. That Councilman is out on the board for MIghtPants. Very strong card, that Councilman, especially in a Zoo deck. Which I still think it's a Zoo deck, though. The Ironbeak Owl, perfect counter to that deck here. And the Councilman's now buffed to 3/5. Slowly and slowly, JKT is losing control of the game here. He hasn't really had much luck with drawing cards, and next game he might want to consider changing his deck, because it looks like the one he's using right now, this Priest deck, isn't really doing well for him. Zax's Potion comes out here. I don't see what he chose. He chose the 5. Okay, no, he chose the 5 mana one. I don't know what he chose there. There's there, because it doesn't show us exactly what he clicks in the Discover until it goes into his hand, so we'll see what he chose here. The 5 damage, 2 cards, so the Fireball and Arcane Intellect 4/5. That's pretty good. Although I don't know, I might not have looked hard enough. I wasn't really looking too hard at the Kazakus choices there. If he had AoE, he definitely would have wanted to take that. And I think that's what he was looking for there with that 5 damage for reasonable AoE, especially for this small board that MIghtPants has. Because if this is a Zoo deck, you need that AoE, because they're just going to play a lot of minions, and even if they're tiny minions, it's going to be dangerous. The Councilman's been very strong so far. Well, of course, the Councilman is just always a strong Warlock card, though. Drawing last, some would say order, but I think that's not bad. Oh no, he didn't draw last. Never mind, that was the first thing he did in that turn, besides the attacks. He didn't play any cards, nor did he have any cards to play. I assume he's looking for more little cards here. But we can see more of the cards in his deck here. MIghtPants, a Cobalt, Scalebane, the Bone Mare, the Mare and the Fox from the new expansion. Or is this? Can you technically call this from the new expansion? It's already out, and the new expansion doesn't come out till December. And Gul'dan, the Hero Gul'dan card. Feast of the Feast. Can come out a coin. And Shadow Word Pain on the Councilman. Interesting choice for that Shadow Word Pain on the Councilman. Although that's probably what he needed to do. And it looks like MIghtPants draw the perfect turn there, I think. The Cobalt Scalebane and the Archer's Veteran. So he either has a choice here. He can tap to try and get a card for 4 mana that he can play this turn, or he could play both of those. Both of those would still be very strong plays this turn. Because you could buff the Argent Squire here, and it still has its Divine Shield, mind you. The Divine Shield hasn't popped yet, so that can still be pretty devastating for JKT here. MIghtPants making his decision. I don't know if this were me, I'd play the Cobalt in the... Yep, it looks like he is doing that. But of course, I can't... Really, all my plays can't be taken at face value, because they'd be ranked 25 plays, essentially. He's opting to not play... Oh, nope, the Arcus Veteran is coming out, and he is buffing... Oh, no, he's buffing the Owl. I guess he really wants that Priest of the Feast gone, which is kind of good. And is opting to keep that Divine Shield unpopped, which is incredible, considering the 1 in 3 chance, a 33% chance it had. Get buffed there. The Radiant Elemental. What is he going to do with this? The Kazakus Potion? to clear at the Scalebane, is my thought there. The draw last. Although I guess he kind of needs to at this point. And that's all the value really he's going to get from that card. So now JKT's in a very tough position because MIghtPants can Bone Mare next turn. And he almost certainly will Bone Mare unless he draws a better 7-drop. He'll Bone Mare the Argent Squire, which will make it a very... Nope, I guess he's not going to. Okay, that's still a very good play, though. It would have made the Argent Squire have a Divine Shield and be an 8/5, which would have been insane. But it would have put it in target for death, although JKT doesn't have death in his hand. But he did finally draw Raza last turn. He needs that Raza. So the Dragonfire Potion is definitely the better play here. He needs that board clear with no board, with no presence here on the board. He needs that clear. And I think he just wants to bait out the Shadow Reaper Anduin here. The Councilman Scalebane, strong play as well. That Councilman's going to be huge. It's going to be a 5/5 now. It's going to be a 5/5. And, oh, the Shadow Reaper value. Very good value from there, considering the Councilman's now at 5/5 from that. Perfect. That essentially played right into his hands. Now MIghtPants is probably going to play Marin and then the Possessed Villager here. If not, tap, hoping for a 7-drop or maybe a 6-drop to go with the Possessed Villager. It's like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to do the Marin play. And I'm curious to see what treasure he's going to get, because there's a lot of good treasures. Or they're all pretty much good. The Raza coming out here. So he's going for the early clear of Marin. That 6/6 is dangerous. And now MIghtPants has enough mana to play the Gul'dan, although the Gul'dan would not necessarily be the best play here, because I think he's had 1 or 2 demons die. Or 1 demon at most, if any. I don't think he's had any demons die yet. So the Blood Reaver Gul'dan wouldn't really pull out a lot of value, although in the long run it's probably not a value game here. Ooh, the tap last. But he wouldn't have played the Doomguard with that Blood Reaver Gul'dan in his hand, surely. Discarding that would have been very devastating for him. Now, if he wanted to, he could play the Wild Pyromancer and the Circle of Healing. Or just Circle of Healing, I guess. Which would get the triple card draw for 0 mana, which is pretty good for him. Spirit Lash coming out. Shadow Vision's good as well. And finally, Power Word Shield. Very good draws there. Although I'm sure he was looking for a minion, probably. Opting to buff the Raza for 1 mana, getting another card draw. Shadow Word Horror. He is definitely going to go for the clear of that. That's a very dangerous card to keep around. Ooh, that's actually a very good use of the Spirit Lash here. Or not. I guess the Glimmer Root's also a good play here. Spirit Lash, though, might be a little bit better, because then you can just do an entire board clear. Interesting. Now opting not to kill the 1/1 on the board. Which may be good, which may be bad. Ooh, a lot of good choices here. Voidwalker, Taunt Minion. Very important. I guess he's just going for the damage at this point. Than anything. Unfortunately, not able to... Oh, nope, does get it. Okay, I thought he didn't get it. You got everything. Good, good. Ooh, the Arthas coming out. Arthas, such a cute little dog. One of the best legendaries, I think. Can I get a PogChamp in chat for the Arthas? Love Arthas. So cute. Blood Reaver Gul'dan coming out here. Getting 1 demon. But that's still a very good demon to get back, though. Although ideally, I guess you would want more, like maybe a Voidwalker or something here. And is this lethal? I believe this is lethal. It is lethal. JKT will take game number 2. very good matches so far. I think. The Zulok, though, interesting plays there. I think if he had drawn more demons, he probably would have run there. If he had drawn his Void Walkers, I definitely wouldn't have lost that game, I think. If he had drawn Void Walkers that he needed, then he would have gotten them probably the more value that he needs out of the Blood Reaver Gul'dan, which would have been very good. We just gotta wait, I guess, for the... They gotta decide which decks they want to play next. So, we know as far as this, both players have one decks eliminated. MIghtPants has their Paladin deck eliminated, and JKT, after 2 games, able to get their priest deck out of the match. Now we just have to wait. Or... Okay, I guess it's not going to make weird noises anymore. We just have to wait for them to choose their decks now. Alright, looks like the match is going to start. Ooh, the Rogue deck coming out from JKT here. And MIghtPants is opting to keep the Warlock deck in play. See what they both choose here. MIghtPants could potentially start with the Blood Reaver Gul'dan in his hands, although I am going to assume he is going to throw the Blood Reaver back along with the 4/5. Keep the Councilman and the Voidwalker, obviously. The Voidwalker is good first turn card, and the Councilman is just good card. Ooh, Flappy Bird. Very good early pick. The Corpse Taker. JKT keeping Corpse Taker in his hand, which is pretty good. Oh, now he's got to choose. Does he want the Swashbuckler or the Firefly? So he's going to opt for the Swashbuckler. It's a very good rogue card, especially on first turn. And he's got Patches. I'm in charge now. I love Patches so much. Although I love him now. I hated playing against all the Pirate Warriors. And until I joined them, of course. And made my own Pirate Warriors after. It wasn't that great, but it got me to rank, like, 15. It was an awful deck, though. Woodwalk coming out first turn. Counterfeit Coin now with JKT. And it's almost like starting. There's the dagger coming out here. It looks like he's just going to go for the clear of the Voidwalker. That going to be semi-dangerous to leave on the... Oh, no, not the clear. He's just going to hit it once and leave it be. I guess he wants MIghtPants to attack him. Going to hit it once, play the Mana Crystal, and then the Councilman. Getting that early Councilman pressure on the board here, which could set up very well for next turn with the Flappy Bird or the Silenced Owl. Prince Keleseth! Oh, it's a Keleseth rogue. I don't know why I didn't think of that it would be that. Of course it is. It's, like, the only legendary that rogues run anymore, besides, like, the Brotherhood. Edwin Van Cleef, that's his name. I just know him by his battle cry. Firefly 2. Coming out there. Oh, actually, I didn't notice this. JKT pulled a Blast Crystal Potion. That's very good. That's a very good draw from the Swashbuckler there. Now, he is going to need to kind of clear that Flappy Bird, because that will be a dangerous card. Unless he can just... Yeah, unless he plays the Corpse Taker. In which case, it'll be very good. Although, was the Argent Commander the Divine Shield minion in the deck? If that was the only... I'm sure it's not the only Divine Shield minion in the deck, although it might be. Or it might be, considering he's kind of hesitating to play it here. It does become a very strong card, very susceptible for... Or very commanding of removal, if he does play it. Considering how strong it will be. It's getting Taunt, Lifesteal, and Divine Shield and Wind Fury. Oh, okay, so he did have another Divine Shield in this deck. Even with the Argent draw. So now that card essentially just says, please remove me. Because, well, I guess he doesn't even need to remove him. The Owl is probably the best value card here. Instantly shutting it down and allowing the Flappy Bird to go face here. Hopefully he pulls Wind Fury. If so, need to do it. Looks like +3 health is going to come out here. That's the better of the two here, and sacking the Councilman into the Firefly, which is good. Now, the SI7 agent in hand, make a lot of plays here. Could counterfeit coin. Saw them pick up that Blast Crystal Potion for a second there. So maybe he's going to sack one of his Mana Crystals to kill that Flappy Bird. Although before turn 10, I'm not sure what the statistics are. Before turn 10, I don't think, unless like you really need to, most people don't use that Blast Crystal Potion, because that can put you a little behind. Although he did go first, and MIghtPants did use his coin. The Blast Crystal is going to come out. Don't know what he did that for. The Blast Crystal is a 4-mana potion. Didn't he have... He had 5 mana. Oh, hero power, right? Hero powered? Yeah. Okay, never mind. I thought there was some bug there for a second. Arphis! Welcome out, Arphis. Welcome, buddy. Arphis is so cute. The buffed Firefly here. Wow, that's scary looking. 2/3. That's a scary looking card for 1 mana. Looks like he is going to play it. JKT has a lot of choices here. We can play the SI7 to kill the Arphis, which is most likely what's going to happen. Although, yeah, it's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be 4/4 actually. What Death Knight cards he going to get here? The Obliterate. I don't remember with I don't think a lot of people like that card for the most part. I guess it's because it's health. Hero takes damage equal to its health, so I guess the bigger minions are scarier to use that with. Because you could potentially take like 12 damage to face that card, which would be very, very bad. Life tap coming out here from MIghtPants. I haven't really seen him use a lot of tap though. That's fine. The Obliterate too. Although I think Warlock doesn't really care about losing health for the most part. I think Warlock just plays a lot of big things that kind of hurt, and just hope for the best for the most part. 2/2 Swashbuckler here would be... I think it would be the right play to play that Swashbuckler. It is. It's exactly what it's going to do here. Going to pull a Silverware Golem. Not the best card to draw from there, but it's certainly playable. It's a 3-mana 3/3. Although, unless he pulled some... If he had pulled some, like, I don't know, like, Doomguard or something from the first Swashbuckler, and then pulled that from the second one, that would have been very, very good for him. And the clear coming out here from JKT. MIghtPants opting to play the Abyssal Enforcer here. Not sure why he did that. Could have saved the Argent Squire there if he didn't attack it. Yeah, no, he'd still have an Argent Squire if he didn't attack that Silverware Golem, because it would have died to the Abyssal Enforcer anyway, because the Abyssal Enforcer does 3 damage. Don't know why he did that, though. Interesting play. Not sure. Again, the Argent Commander. Not strong enough to take out that buffed Flame Elemental, although it might still get played. Because that may be the best option here, to just throw the Flame Elemental and the Argent Commander into it. So he's considering that. Because I don't really think he can't really take that much damage to face left now. At 14 health versus 15 health Warlock, this just becomes a health game here. Although it looks like he's going to throw his face into the Bone Mare. I think putting him at 9 health. But still technically winning. Technically. The Abyssal Enforcer is going to come out, though, clearing that Argent Commander, popping Divine Shield. And the Voidwalker getting played as well. Ooh, with Vicious Fledgling draw from JKT. Now, JKT really can't afford to use his hero power here anymore. I guess he's just taking the loss on this game. I mean, he would have lost anyway. Yeah, he had MIghtPants had perfect lethal anyway with the 6 mana. And it looks like MIghtPants is going to take Game 3, making the score 2-1 in favor of MIghtPants. JKT has to win 2 more to win. MIghtPants only has to win 1 more. Not sure what their third deck is. I'm curious to know that. We know that JKT has that rogue deck. Looks like we are going to get into the game here. And MIghtPants' final deck is another Warlock? Or is the same Warlock? Oh, looks like he mischose. He chose the wrong card accidentally. I guess I misclicked there. Didn't mean to select the Warlock. I guess, interesting. That was funny. That was pretty funny, though. Alright, so let's see what his actual third deck is here. A Druid! Oh, strong deck. Even after the Druid nerfs, Druid is still a top-of-the-line deck. Mark of the Lotus. Oh, look, he drew it, too. He's the Mark of the Lotus, the Flappy Bird. Very strong early hand for MIghtPants here. And JKT as well. Could be very, very good for him here. The Swashbuckler. Deckhand. Swashbuckler's going to come out. And so is Patches. I'm in charge now. Da, da, da. Oh, and the Innervate pull. That can be pretty good, actually. Draw the Swarm coming out. That's a good draw here. I like these. Oh, why can't I? I guess some glitch, I guess, going into the games. Although we don't need it. We can see his cards. We don't need to know what they are, what they do. I'm sure most people out there already know. I don't. I'm just a scrum. Backstab is going to come out. The full clear on that 1/5. Because that 1/5 can be pretty dangerous. It can be a dangerous card to leave alive. Oh, and he's going to... Good. Plays cards right, and he keeps his cards on the board here. The Crypt Lord here. You know, the 1/6 he just clears a 1/5, and the 1/6 is just going to get put in its place. Although that Cold Blood could be... Oh, that Cold Blood is going to just murk it. I see what he's going for there. He's going to play the Flappy Bird and then Mark of the Lotus. Wow, actually, that's incredible. Look at MIghtPants' hand real quick. 2 Mark of the Lotus, 2 Flappy Birds. Because Lotus, Bird, Lotus, Bird. Oh, nope. I guess I'm not going to go for the clear on the Crypt Lord, which could be very devastating for JKT there. Perhaps the wrong play, as that Crypt Lord is now a 2/8. Very difficult to kill, although with the backstab and the Vile Spin... Oh, but he'll have to wait till next turn to do that, actually. Now, what are his options here? Okay, you can backstab Cold Blood and SI7 Agent, which gets rid of the Crypt Lord. And then they have the misses over here. For Wind Fury. Curious to see what he's doing. That's not what I thought. That's not what I thought was going to happen. Although it's definitely. I think it's the better play. I think he made the better play than what I thought was going to happen. Taking right trades. Now it's a 5/1 with taunt. The only clear that he has at the moment, that MIghtPants has at the moment for that card, which he really needs to get rid of, is using his hero power, taking 5 damage to the face. Although that's not that bad for Druid. I'm excited to see, however, if he's got an Ultimate Infestation in his deck. Of course he does. It's a Druid deck. And the Mark of the Lotus coming out on the Firefly and the Fire Elemental. Although maybe he should have saved that for the Spreading Plague. He almost certainly has. There's 3 Druid cards that are pretty stock at this point. Got Mark of the Lotus, Spreading Plague, Ultimate Infestation. Oh, and there, what's that other card? It like gives all your taunt mana, minions +2/+2. It's not bolster. It's like the bolster, but for druids and for taunt minions you already have on the field. Should be a deadly card. Shapeshift coming out on the SI7. And the Flappy Bird. JKT can't clear that next turn. Can't clear that bird unless he draws something here. Nobody can play a Flappy Bird of his own. Can't play the Vile Spin. because he doesn't have anything to combo it with. Can't play the Bone Mirror because he doesn't have enough mana. Fortunately, he's going to have to play the Vicious Fledgling and the weapon here. Moving the Flappy Bird with 2 health. Which makes it susceptible to be killed next turn, unless throws it face. Oh, Mark of Yashraj. No, actually, yeah, no, I forgot about that. That's also in Druid decks. Mark of Yashraj. That could be a very deadly card. Throws it face and gets Wind Fury. Or Stealth. That's going to be very deadly for him. And could maybe set up the game win. Divine Shield, though. Now, he does have the combo. He can kill that. With the Cold Blood on the Flappy Bird and the Vile Spin. That's a very good play. Because now, JKT can turn the whole game around if he gets Wind Fury here. Or Stealth. Oh, unfortunately not getting either of those. Divine Shield is probably the best play here, although he doesn't know it. He has no idea what MIghtPants has in his hand, although we know he has 2 Scalebanes, chooses Volcanic Might. Unless MIghtPants draws something here that can help him out. Is that another Crypt Lord? I don't think that can help him out. Yeah, there's another Crypt Lord. I guess he gets the Scalebane out now, which could buff that Crypt Lord immensely. That'd be very good. Other than that, not really anything. Or it is going to buff it. Okay, now we've got some choices. Oh, very good play here. Buffing the Vile Spin, so now the Flappy Bird gets to go face. And if he gets Wind Fury, he doesn't, but he does get Stealth, which sets up for lethal. MIghtPants doesn't have anything in his hand that can clear that. He doesn't have anything. I think this is a loss for MIghtPants here, unfortunately. And it looks like it is going to be a loss here as the well played comes out. And we go into Game 5, everyone. The game's not over yet, but we know it's going to be. Hit that Flappy Bird into the face. 2-2 here. And now, I would say, arguably, JKT actually has the advantage here. JKT actually has the advantage for this part. Because he knows what MIghtPants' third deck is, whereas MIghtPants has no idea. Although, you know, once you see the class, you can pretty much figure it out. If they are playing in meta decks, you can pretty much figure it out. Let's see what we got here. A Druid, another Druid. So it's Druid versus Druid for our final battle here. Let me see in chat. Who do you think is going to win here? Is it going to be JKT or is it going to be MIghtPants? They've been trading back and forth, and we're already seeing the ultimate infestation here. The ultimate LUL, as some people call it. I'm talking specifically to those WHS fans like myself. The ultimate LUL. Although MIghtPants does have the stronger starting hand here. He's going to play the Firefly first turn, almost certainly. There's really no reason not to. Because then next turn, you could play the Flame Elemental and the Mark of the Lotus, which on turn 2 would be pretty strong, because then you'd have 2/2/3s, which is going to be hard to remove for... Oh, it's a Jade Druid, actually. Okay, so MIghtPants is just like a normal Druid. Just try to, like I guess, win Druid. Probably. Oh, the JKT probably has the hybrid Jade and Spreading Plague Druid. Jade Plague, I think some call it. Which could be very, very good. Flame Elemental. Or he's pondering what to do. I think MIghtPants may realize it already, what JKT's deck is. Because not many people coin Wild Growth. Unless they need to be ahead. Ooh, Primordial Drake, aka Spark, comes out. And now, almost certainly, MIghtPants can figure out that it is a Jade Druid deck with that Jade Blossom. Putting JKT at 4 mana and the Vicious Fledgling coming out here. And obviously it has to be cleared. That Jade Druid, those things can only get bigger and more annoying. The Wrath going to come out here, it looks like. 3 damage, most certainly. Get rid of that Flappy Bird. The Jade Idol as well. Now, I remember when the Jade Idols came out, I saw a lot of people online saying, you always have to play the first Jade Idol. You never shuffle the first Jade Idol. Because otherwise, it's something with tempo, I believe. If you don't play it early enough, you lose your tempo with the Jade Druids. Although that's probably not the case for a lot of things. But that was like a release day Jade Druid deck when people didn't really, know all too well. I mean, people knew how to play it, but probably not the best or not as well as they do now. There are probably some people out there now who could play Jade Druid so well. They just one-check Jade Druid to Legend Rank 1. JKT wants to play the Mire Keeper here. He does play the Mire Keeper, it looks like. Opting to take that Mana Crystal and get really far ahead. Now 3 mana ahead, 3 mana ahead of MIghtPants here. Which puts him in range for a lot of stuff. Because on turn 5 now, it's only turn 5, mind you. That was turn 4 that just passed, because JKT went second. And he's going to be at 8 mana on turn 5, so he's 3 mana ahead. Oh, the power of the wild, though. Very devastating there. Especially with a Crypt Lord. The Ultimate Infestation comes out. JKT. This could be very devastating here. Is going to throw that Mire Keeper into the Crypt Lord. With the Primordial Drake on the board, the Sparky there. Very devastating. And the Poisonous Scarab coming out here. Mark of the Lotus as well. And now MIghtPants is out of cards. Although JKT doesn't have a board clear for this, he does have some good cards in his hand. Ooh, the Spreading Plague here is very good. A very good play here, actually. That's a total of 3 more taunt minions, which puts his face in a bigger hidey hole here. Doesn't have anything to buff them, although he doesn't need that buff here. Because the Poisonous Scarab can only attack one of them per turn until it gets taken out itself. Savage Roar. Oh, actually, Savage Roar is going to be very good here. It's going to give him the clear for these. It's almost certainly going to throw the Flappy Bird into something where it's not going to die. He needs that on the board. It's not something that you want your opponent to have lying around, because that can be devastating. At 7 attack, although it's 7 attack this turn, it's at 5 attack right now. You can do about 10 damage a turn until it gets buffed more. If he does get Wind Fury. I haven't seen, no one's pulled Wind Fury for their Flappy Birds yet. Primordial Drake's actually really good here. No one, and now actually MIghtPants is on card draw only. He's in a very tough spot. He has to play just solely on card draw now and hope. The Marquee Oshrosh isn't going to help him here. Just going to shape shift and end his turn. Doomsayer. And now JKT has an answer to anything that MIghtPants might possibly throw out. The Ultimate Infestation. 10 mana, 10 mana, summon 5/5, draw 5, gain 5 armor. Essentially, or some people call it 10 mana, win the game. Oh, and I guess it is 10 mana, win the game, since MIghtPants here is going to concede. JKT taking the 5th match in the set and winning the set overall. Those were some very good matches, in my opinion. Both players played really strongly and pretty on meta. JKT didn't have a very good start, I believe. First game wasn't really good for him. Didn't draw the cards he needed. Didn't get the cards he needed. Drew Raza too late in the game, I think, is really what was the downfall there, because he'd already played Shadow Reaper Anduin, and most times you want to have that Raza played before the Anduin, because it just gets you so much value if you play it as soon as possible. But then JKT was able to turn it around in the end there with those 2 incredible wins. The Rogue, really, the card draw for that Rogue that he played really was just the deciding factor there. And then the Jade Plague Druid, still a very strong deck, even after its nerf. It's still incredibly strong. So I really think that in combination with that and other things like such a skill and luck for the card draw aspect of Hearthstone, because Hearthstone is really, I think it's probably it's 2 parts skill, 1 part luck for the most part, because you can be very skillful about the game and you know a lot of stuff, and skill almost always overtakes luck, but you definitely need a bit of luck to win in the game, both with packs and with the card draw in the game, and sometimes even other stuff in the game. There's completely RNG decks where you'd have to rely on like discoverers and like stuff hitting other stuff with like a spell like arcane missiles or like flame cannon or something like that. So all in all, very good match, and I'm impressed. Thank you to JKTKops from AEHS, AESHS, and MIghtPants from WHS for letting us stream your game today, guys. Everyone in chat, give them some claps. Thank you guys for letting us stream, I believe, the first Hearthstone game we've had for this season, although it is round 8, and that's quite unfortunate that we couldn't have had any Hearthstone games earlier. It's always fun to see Hearthstone on stream. I like watching Hearthstone. It's probably one of my favorite things to watch on stream, personally. Please stay tuned, everyone. I believe in an hour we will be back with a Counter-Strike Global Offensive game. Maybe. That's a maybe. If you're in our Discord, we'll update you on that. Because I believe there was an issue with one of the teams beforehand that we found out that might not let us stream them. So hopefully we'll be able to have a game for you guys. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Please enjoy this outtake music.